Okay, now you can check on YouTube.
Hello everyone. Can you hear me? Like people watching us live, if you can please confirm on the chat box if you can hear us and see us.
Okay, now you can check on YouTube.
Yes, I can see it's live.
Okay, so let's go ahead with the session. A very warm hello to all the aspirants out there from SIBM Pune. We are the aspirant relations team of SIBM Pune, and we are here to interact with you about all the queries that you've been having about your preparation, about SNAP, about strategies. We're going to be talking about all of this for quite some time. Okay, so I think we should begin first by introducing ourselves. So, as I said, we are the aspirant relations team of SIBM Pune, and our primary function as a council is to reach out to you guys, to the aspirants, and also to handle the admission process of SIBM Pune. So we interact with you guys throughout your preparation phase when you're preparing for the SNAP, after you have gone through the SNAP, when you're preparing for the admissions into SIBM Pune. We'll be there with you throughout this entire journey, and we'll be there to help you guys. So feel free to reach out to us. We'll be dropping our social media handle links, so you can reach out to us there anytime or on our email IDs. So I'll begin by introducing myself. I'm Vishakha Vedevan. I am 26-year-old. I am a software engineer. I completed my engineering in 2016. I worked in the industry for 3 years, and then I decided to go forward with my business ambitions, and I decided to do an MBA. Got into SIBM Pune, and here I am pursuing an MBA in HR. Yeah, that being my passion, and SIBM Pune provides a fabulous opportunity in this field. So that's what I'm doing. And now I'll pass the baton to my team to introduce themselves as well.
Okay, so I'll go next. Hello, aspirants. My name is Prathit Desai. I'm from Surat and I'm 23 years old. I'm an engineer. I have completed my mechanical engineering from Nirma University, Ahmedabad in 2019. Post which I was working with Morris Garages, that is MG Motor India, for approximately 9 months before joining SIBM Pune. And here at SIBM Pune, I am pursuing marketing as my specialization. Yeah, Shreya, you can go next.
Thank you, Pratik. So, hello, aspirants. So, this is Shreya here, and I'm from MBA 1 HR. So, I'll tell about myself. I did my engineering in 2018, and then I worked for 14 months around in Accenture, and then I came here to pursue my passion, that is HR and MBA. So, here I am in front of you. Let's go ahead with the session. Vishaka, if you would like to take ahead.
Yeah, so I'm sure that most of you are anxious about the changing patterns of some exams that you have been hearing about, and that includes the SNAP. So, yeah, we get it that a change is always, it's something that makes you anxious, and you're all, thrown all of a sudden about what to do and how to, approach your preparation all of a sudden. So, let us start by first discussing about the changes that have been happening in SNAP for 2020. So let's list it down one by one. So the first big change is that in the duration, it has been cut in half. So instead of 120 minutes, you'll now get 60 minutes. But we'll be looking at the bright side of this in just a few minutes. Total number of questions has reduced from 110 to 60 questions now. And in the various sections, in general English reading comprehension section, from 34 you have 15 questions now in this pattern. In the quant section, from 35 to 20 questions now. And in the analytical and logical reasoning section, from 36 to 25. So you have total 60 questions, 15 in English, 20 in quant, 25 in analytical and logical reasoning. And you do not have any special questions with the special marking pattern. So overall, you have one positive mark for each right answer and minus 25%, that is 0.25 mark for a wrong answer. So there is negative marking in the exam. And when it all comes to SIBM Pune, the admission to the MBA flagship in innovation and entrepreneurship and leadership and strategy batch will happen through the SNAP exam. So you'll have to clear the SNAP to get into SIBM Pune and admission in SIBM Pune. Now there's another big change this year. You'll not be limited to giving the exam only once, so you can attempt the exam twice. So the best attempt out of the two will count. You can choose to give it twice. It's not compulsory. Once is compulsory. And the exam will be held on 20th December, 6th January, and 9th January. So you have the freedom to choose any 2 days out of these three, and just choose as per your convenience and your schedule. If you have any exams, you should take that into account, any university exams and so on. So these are some of the important dates. The last date to register for SNAP is 28th November. So do take care of that deadline and register in time so you don't miss out on it. And now that I've talked about all the changes that are happening in SNAP, let us go on and discuss about how you should go about tackling these changes and to tweak your preparation strategy according to that. So I'll hand it over to Prathit to talk about this for a while.
Thank you, Vishaka, for that comprehensive answer. I'm sure aspirants must have gained a lot of insights from it. So, having said that this is the pattern of 15, 20, and 25 questions in all the three sections, how do we interpret this pattern, which is the main question, right? So, we as the admissions team of SIBM Pune have prepared one strategy, and we, majority of us, have confirmed that, if we have to give this exam this year, this is something that we would go for, right? So take it with a pinch of salt and design your own strategy. But I'll be going to talk about some of the areas which you can focus on, and this could be one of your strategies, and you can definitely try this in your mocks. So if you observe the last year's papers, in 2019 SNAP paper pattern, there are 54 marks allocated to the logical and analytical reasoning section. This year also 25 marks are allocated to the logical and analytical section. So this is one such section which is dominated in SNAP. And SIBM Pune particularly is famous for their street smart students. They know how to get their work done, they know how to manage time, and they know how to manage their resources and get the best output in the minimum possible time and with the maximum possible efforts. So one thing which is very sure is you have to prepare very well your logical and analytical reasoning section. And logic is one such thing which is, it is not natural. Even if it is natural, it's fine. If it is not natural, you can develop logic over a period of time. You just need to practice a lot of questions and lot of mocks. And with trying different strategies, you can definitely minimize your time and increase your accuracy. So having said that, logic is set. Now you can go for your strength. Approximately, for example, you have allocated approximately 50% of the time. That is 30 minutes to logical and analytical reasoning. Now you have 30%, 30 minutes, which is 50% of your time in your hand. In this 50% of your time, probably you can give 30 to 35% to your strength and remaining 10 to 15% to your weaker section comparatively. So it has been observed over a period of time that students who have their ability to answer very good in BRC section may not be very good with quant and vice versa. If you are good in both the sections, kudos to you. But if not, you can definitely, follow a particular strategy and gain the maximum possible mark. So, for example, after spending 30 minutes in the logical section, you can go with your strength. For example, in my case, it is the quantitative ability. So I would have attempted the quant section for roughly 17 to 20 minutes, and in remaining 10 to 13 minutes, I'll go for English section. So this is one such strategy that we have designed, and I think it will definitely lead you to a good percentile in the ballpark figure of maybe 97, 98, or 99. And one thing that you should definitely keep in mind is do not ever left one section untouched, because this is not the right way, as snap is one such exam where there is no sectional limit, there is no sectional timing. So many students go for only two sections and do not attend one section completely. So this is not at all the right strategy, and I'm sure you will definitely face a lot of difficulties in scoring the percentile which is 98 or 99. So design strategy accordingly and attempt each and every section, and definitely play with your strengths. Shreya, do you want to add something?
Yeah, Pratik. So one thing I would like to clear to all the aspirants, yes, we can see your questions. Just give us 5 to 10 minutes. We'll talk about it and then we'll take your questions. So need not worry. We are seeing your questions. So one thing that I wanted to clear you out. So I'll talk about how did I prepare in the last 2 months, in like when I was an aspirant just like you. So November is here, and you know that all the exams are dancing on your head, and you're all anxious, like what is gonna happen, what is written for you, and what should we do in this last mile. So this is the crucial time for you. So I would like to say that the first step is that don't stop attempting mocks. So what happens is many students try giving up on mocks, like they just think about it like they don't have to now because they have done a lot, and now at this moment they stop giving these mocks. So don't ever do that. You should have a distributed focus on the other exams as well. So I know that November is here and you all are like geared up for cat, but I would like to say like in like last year what I used to do was I used to have a distributed weightage. So I used to give 2 to 3 omits as well, along with my cat mocks. So this is one of the things that you have to keep in mind. You have to give these mocks as well. Also, this is the time that you focus on your strength. So like what happens is now November is here, people try learning new things. No, don't. Just focus on your strength and groom yourself. You have to analyze a lot and make sure that your consistency is built up. So if your consistency is there, you'll pace, like you'll have gradually your marks are gonna become consistent, and you'll have that line up that you'll go through that like as Prati said, you'll reach up that ballpark figure of 98, 99, not even in one exam, but in every exam that you give. So I started last year I started giving mocks in October. Not just I'm talking about the OMATs, so not for the cat exam. I used to give the mocks for snap, for IFT, and for other exams in the October. So I started giving that, and I was literally scared after seeing my first like score. So like it was just a scary figure, but I was like, okay, I was motivated by that because I knew that there is something that I'm lacking and I need to like work on that. So I realized that I was not very like not able to pace up with the exam because the timing differs from cat to snap to any other exam. So I realized that. So this is what you have to do now as well. You have to see which is that thing that is a pain point for you. So if it is speed, you have to take up more questions. You have to build up that habit of like attempting the questions fast. So you have to change your strategy according to that. Another thing that I would like to touch upon is that which section to attempt first. So it totally depends upon you that which section you have to attempt first. So for me it was English, because I was like, I knew that like after giving 15 to 20 mocks you get an idea that which section, like in one mock I used to give English first, and in one mock I used to give QA first. So I knew that there is like, in whenever I used to give English first, my paper was all set, like I used to complete my paper before time. But when I used to give QA first, I was left with some of the questions. So this is one of the things that you have to keep in mind. You have to make your strategy according to that, and then you have to build upon it. So these are some of the like these are some of my 2 cents that I would like to give. Vishaga, if you would like to add something to it.
So yeah, I completely agree with Shreya, and I think your preparation journey is all about finding your own strategy and finding what works for you. And the only way you can do it is by attempting mocks and giving as many tests as possible. So do not be scared of all the marks that you're getting in mocks. In on the D-Day, you are going to perform really well if you have had all of this practice. So in my case, I think English and verbal was my strongest part, and the way I got around to achieving this strength so to say, was to practice my vocabulary and RCs regularly and diligently. See, this angle of diligence is something that everyone falters in. So if you decide to do something that, okay, from now, from this day to the D day, I'm going to do this thing every day, you'll see that the 99% of people will fall behind, and the 1% who persevere are the ones who win in the end. So just really persevere with your strategy, with whatever you have made, and have trust in it. So when it came to vocabulary, you're being asked to read a lot of editorials and all of these blogs and these heavy articles online. So when I used to read it, instead of just focusing on the RC part, I used to focus on the vocab part also. So I used to always have a pencil in my hand, and I used to underline the words or note them down somewhere, and just don't go right away and search it online. Just make a note of it somewhere in a notebook and make a kind of a journal of all these words. So these are going to be coming really handy when it comes to answering straight away vocab questions or synonyms or antonyms. So it's like a quiver with a lot of arrows. So that way, I think this is one of the major things that I did, which helped me a lot. Second is increasing your reading speed. So try to, learn how to skim a passage. Do not sit and read as if it's like you have to mug up this thing. Read only to answer the question. So you need to understand the difference. If you save up on the reading time, you're going to invest that time in answering those questions, and that's going to a lot more rewarding for you. So try to do that and build up this habit through practice. It can only come through practice. Read anything you can find and practice your reading speed when you're reading. So this is something that really worked for me. And guys, I think now we can take up some of the questions which are coming in the chat box.
So I
Yeah,
see
sure.
one question. This question is from Anuj Shukla. He says that he's a fresher, Gem, and he's saying that how can I improve my profile that will help me adding value during my PI? So it's a great question. I would like to say that Anuj, what you have to do is you have to do general, like what we did was we took up some other some other certification courses and some other trainings that we used to do apart from our general work. So like if you are having, if you are a fresher, then you can take up some internships, you can take up some other learning opportunities, some certifications, also some case study competitions that you could take up. So we are also organizing a case study competition right now, like in SIBM, the aspirant relations team has opened up a case study competition, so you can take a part in that, and maybe if you win, you can get a chance to like add this to your CV. So this is one of the thing that I would like to say.
And
So adding
also,
to
we are
Shreya's, yeah,
having, yeah.
yeah, yeah, please.
So we're actually on 19th of November, we're having an event called A Day at SIBM, wherein we give all of you guys an opportunity to actually experience what a day in a B school looks like. And, walk in our shoes for a mile and experience the B school life before you even get here. So we have a series of wonderful things planned for you guys. And don't worry, you will be experiencing all of the rigor of the B school, which is so notorious. And everyone there must be telling you how first semester is so stressful and all of this is going on. So we have a lot in store for you. And yes, as Shreya mentioned, we have a case study competition, and it's a glorious CV pointer for you when you go for your admissions, and you can add this to your CV that you won this case competition already. So that's a major addition. So we'll be dropping the links for registrations of this event in the chat box. So please have a look and do register. Okay.
So also there is one more question from Subhasis. He's asking that are we all the first year students? So yes, we all are the first year students. I am from marketing and Vishakha and Shreya are from HR. So SIBM Pune is one such college which gives a lot of responsibilities, right? Starting from the very first day. We have now 9 student councils and 6 special interest groups. So it's a completely student-driven culture here, and the pedagogy of SIBM Pune focuses a lot on the practical learning. So we have our lectures and sessions going, and parallelly there are a lot of case study competitions, experiential learning. We have Bloomberg terminal and 24/7 library access and all other infrastructure facilities that you can think of. So yeah, that's a very beautiful point of SIBM Pune.
One thing, people are asking me where can we register for a day at SIBM. So people, you can have a look at the description of the video. The link for the registration is given there. You can click on that and you can register. I'd like to take up this question from Ankit. He specifically asked that could you guide us on verbal? So Ankit, yes, it is true that verbal was not my strong part. I used to play on my strength, that was QA, a little bit on verbal. So what I used to do was to improve that. I used to read a lot of RC passages, like 2 or 3 daily, and apart from that, newspapers. So as Vishaka said, that reading is the key. Like nothing can beat reading. So you just have to read a lot. Like first of all, it is and about reading, what I'm saying is it's not at all Chetan Bhagat types or any other fictional book. You have to start reading non-fiction. So you have to go on reading editorials about the general affairs, about any non-fiction stuff, about different topics. Even if it is psychology, you have to read it. So this is one of my like tip to you. So start reading and do not stop anywhere.
A lot of you guys have a common doubt. So there was an official mock for Snap, and a lot of you gave it, which is very nice. You should keep up the practice. And but there was something peculiar in the mock apparently. So from our sources, currently we have the information that this should not be the case in the main exam. You should be able to switch between the sections. But as soon as we have the official confirmation, we will release it. And to ask further about it, you can send an email to our email ID or contact us on our social media handles. We'll be happy to clear your doubts about this.
There is another question which says that what are the ideal number of mocks that one should give? Pratit, if you would like to take up this question.
Yeah, surely. So all of us have given approximately 10, minimum 10 mocks and maximum 20 mocks. So it's a good figure if you cross the number of mocks as 10. I mean, for one particular exam, I'm talking about 10 mocks for SNAP, 10 for IIT, maybe more mocks for CAT, etc. So for SNAP, as I have mentioned earlier, you know the ideal attempts, or rather the ideal number of mocks would be 10 to 15, because if you give more number of mocks, then you would be in a position to design your own strategy, right? So in the initial few mocks, maybe for 5 to 6 mocks, you can try different strategies, you can try different permutations as to what is the order of different sections in which you are going to attempt in the final paper. So if number of mocks are more, then it will definitely help you in designing your own strategy, and it will definitely increase your time limit. I mean, the number of ways in which you can increase your time for a particular question, and decrease your time and increase your accuracy. So that is one point that I would like to add. Other than that, I think there are a few questions on what is the ideal attempt for the actual paper pattern. So I would like to tell you that a SNAP is one such exam, and rather each and every exam, it has planned some surprises for you, because MBA is all about uncertainty. We have a lot of lectures, sessions, which are coming up regularly, surprise quizzes, and there are a lot of surprise element which is there in the MBA life for 2 years. And this is the same thing that examiners will replicate in the competitive exams. So there are some sort of surprises which is planned in SNAP and all other exams. So you just do not be very rigid, be very, very adaptable and agile. And if the level of difficulty is low, you would have gauged that level of difficulty and then go for number of more attempts. For example, you can cross 45 to 50 attempts. But if the level of difficulty is high, then probably you can focus on your accuracy. So only after giving 10 to 15 marks, you would be in a position to gauge the level of difficulty and time limit for each particular section very, very clearly.
I would like to take up a question which Utsav Thakur has asked, has directed towards me. He's saying that his verbal is weak. If he attempts all the other sections diligently, will he be able to make it up? So I would say that do not ignore a section completely because you're weak in it. So definitely, I mean, you can attempt the easiest questions out of that section. So do not ignore that part. Do not think that if you attempt everything other than verbal well, then you'll be able to ace the exam. What if that part is difficult for you, or it's something you haven't practiced really well? So do not, hold on to this and practice verbal at least to the extent that you're able to answer the easy questions. So I would suggest that always have this strategy in mind instead of ignoring a section outright.
So there is this question from Gaurav. Is there any sectional cutoff for SIBM or any other colleges? Maybe not for the shortlisting, but for final calls. So Gaurav, so ideally from the last few years, we have seen that SIBM has a like a cutoff for the SNAP exam around 98 percentile or more. So this is the average percentile that has been there. Now since the pattern has changed and there have been many changes in snap, so there might be a change in the percentile figure as well, but then you need not focus about that what would be the figure about what would be the percentile that you need to get. You have to just figure like for now you just have to figure out how would you attempt your snap exam. If that is sorted, you will ideally get a call. So just rest assured, just prepare for your snap exam and then you'll sail through.
And adding to Shreya's point, for SIBM Pune, it's very, very clear that, the G pivot process contains 50% of the weightage and SNAP exam is for the remaining 50%. So try scoring as many marks as possible so that you would get, an edge over the other aspirants. And for that, we are there. Aspirant relations team of SIBM Pune plans a lot of different events. For example, Vishaka has just mentioned, we are coming up with her event that is a day at SIBM on 19th, post which will be coming up with Coffee with SIBM. So we are there to prepare you and to guide you for your G pivot process. So do not worry about it right now. Try focusing and try maximizing your score as much as you can. That's the best way possible.
I would like to address a question by Varun Marathe. He wants to pursue a career in HR, but he's asking if he should know anything about HR for his PIs. So I would generalize this question. You do not need to know anything about any specialization for your PIs. Your PI is all about who you are, and if you know everything in your resume, in your profile, and how well you can justify it. If you can convince them that you want to pursue an MBA from this college and you will be an asset to this college and you can be, a good individual with value added to you, then by all means, please come forward and give your PIs. You do not need to be proficient in any specialization specific knowledge. So this is for everyone who's, having this doubt. Even I had this doubt and I wasn't even, sure about the specialization. I built it up over time. I gathered a lot of insights from different people. But let that time come. First, focus on your SNAP exam, and give it your everything, and then worry about all of these things.
Also, with respect to time, I think we have 5 to 7 more minutes. So we can take a couple of more questions, and the remaining questions, aspirants, you can always write us an email, and we are there on all the social media platforms. You can, directly DM us on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or Pagal Guy. We are always there to help you out.
Also, like we know that you have a lot of queries and you want them to be resolved as soon as possible. So maybe we are also having this snap topper session in a day at SIBM. So maybe you could just like if you want your doubts to be cleared by the snap toppers itself, so you could actually join our event and then you could like you can have your doubts cleared there as well. So maybe we can take one or two last question.
Yeah, I think someone has a really pressing doubt about where and how the GE pivot process will be happening. See, whatever happens, we cannot confirm yet, but whatever the situation is, it's going to be the same for everyone. So each one of you is going to be on equal footing. So your performance will be judged from that standard. Do not worry about how it is going to happen. Just give it your best, as you would in any situation, right?
Also, there is one more question from Vijay Vikram Singh. He's asking that he's a mechanical engineer and graduated in 2019. He does not have any kind of work experience and he has taken a 1 year drop. So, what are his chances, to get into SIBM Pune? I mean, he's asking if the chances are low. So, I need to, I want to make one thing very, very clear that SIBM Pune does not differentiate between people with work ex, with fresh, without work ex that are freshers. If you have taken 1 year of drop, and if you would be in a position to justify whatever you have done in that 1 year, maybe you can talk about your knowledge base expansion. You would have read a lot of books, maybe newspaper reading, maybe you have pursued a lot of courses, and whatever you have done, you just should be in a position to justify your answer. Otherwise, SIBM Pune is a beautiful college where a batch, like for example, when we talk about our batch, we have approximately 31% freshers and remaining uh, maybe 30 to 35% students who are with 1 to 2 years of work ex. And more than 24 months of work ex, we have another 30 to 33% students. So it's a very beautifully mixed batch with 31 percentage, male aspirants and female aspirants and 69 percentage male aspirants. At the same time, the average age is 24.7 months, years, sorry. So, I mean, it does not make any kind of difference. You should be very well prepared with your answers. Why do you want to do MBA? Why do you want to come to SIBM Pune, and what are some of the values that you could add to this beautiful, constituent which has 43 plus years of legacy? So you just have to be very, very agile and, just come with an open arm and with an ability to learn many things. Even if you don't know many things, it's completely fine. This college has a beautiful, track record, and it will make you the most possible and perfectly suitable candidate for the corporate world. So rest assured, there is no differentiation between dropouts or freshers or, work experience.
Adding to Pratik's point, so here I am, a live example of one person who has taken a drop and still here. So there's no, like, I would like to say, there's no bar for that. Even if you are like you have a drop for 1 year, maybe more, maybe 2 years, there's no drop unless and until you are very clear with your goals that you wanted to do MBA and you had your reasons cleared. There's no bar for it. So if even I had a drop and I used to do different things in my drop year, so, and I justified it as I could. I was very clear with whatever I wanted to do. So here I am. So SIVM doesn't even think about it twice before taking a suitable candidate. If you're the perfect fit for this college, you'll make your way through. So don't think about that.
Some students have a doubt about the second official snap mock. So there's a link in the description of the video. You can go over there, and there are all the links in that one Linktree link. So there is also a link for the second mock. So you can go over there and access it. I think we are on time.
Possibly we need to end this session. So
Uh,
yeah, the final message for us aspirants, yeah, that whatever queries you might be having, you can write anytime, on admissions@sibmpune.edu or thing. If you do not want to write an email, you can reach out to the any social media pages. I mean, we are there on each and every social media page. So just all the best for your snap and preparations, and keep trying different strategies and keep attending different kind of mocks.
Thank you guys. It was really wonderful interacting with you. And all of these questions, do not be disheartened if we could not answer your queries. Please drop in an email or interact with us on social media handles. The link is all there in the description. We'll be back maybe to discuss these things with you again. Do take part in a day at SIBM. It will really help you in understanding the intricacies of snap from the toppers themselves. You'll be able to interact with them directly on a platform. So do not miss that chance and register ASAP. We'll be taking your leave now, and all the best for your snap, guys. Thank you.
and thank you,
Bye bye.
everyone.